Hello everyone, this is Xanasham and this is part 28 of the Undead playthrough. In this video we're going to be going through the Lightshop's Chapel quests. I think we're going to finish them in this video, and through the duration of the video both Gidwin and Tarana are going to be our assistants for the Scourge level, the Scourge parts of the quests. We're going to see these two guys helping us. They don't really do that much. They heal you a little bit, they do a little bit of damage, but they're not, like awesome. And you can, even as a hunter, have your pet out, which means they are just free DPS, even if the DPS isn't that good. But they do have some nice abilities, like they do stun occasionally, and so they are useful, if not brilliant, at what they do. Of course, if they were like the same mobs, just one-shotted all the mobs for you, then the entire questing would be kind of pointless and kind of ridiculous, but they don't. And they just help you a little bit so they can pull a little bit aggro off you. Probably if I wasn't using my pet and I was using Feign Death, they'd probably take the aggro from me. And most certainly they would respawn after they died. Because if they didn't, the entire quest line in this entire zone would go kaplooey, because they are integral to the entire quest line. In fact, the caravan is as well. Like, the caravan is the main quest line. It's just your mode to going through the entire zone. Which I found to be a running theme now in the questing after level 40. You have this one character that continues with you throughout the questing. I.e. in Western Plaguelands it was the Blood Elf Death Knight. In Searing Gorge there is an ogre who will help you, and you'll see that as you go for the playthrough. And also in Badlands there's also a dragon that comes and aids you. So yeah, I guess they're doing this constant character that goes through zones. I mean, it was the same in the Undead starting zone, because there was this one character that kept appearing in the Undead starting zone, the former Scarlet Crusade woman, who then became a Shadow Priest, who was raised to use dark magic, and then became an undead, and then became powerful, and killed everyone. Well, I'm not really spoiling it because we've already seen it, but yeah. The quest we got here is we need to collect some blades from the... Well, first off, we need to kill some cultists. The other thing is to collect the blades. We have to collect the blades buried in the corpses of some of these born corpses. For the better word, the corpse is the correct word to use. And yes, avoid that guy. That guy is an elite. He will kill you. He will kill you horribly, and I don't know why he's there. It's just really just a dick move on part of the creators in order for you to dodge him. Same thing with Fel Reaver. He's basically a Fel Reaver type mob who will really, really hurt you if you let that. These two paladins now will help you for this quest for a little bit, i.e. this collecting 15 slabs of carrion meat. This is probably one of the dullest quests in the entire zone, because it literally is just a kill 15 of X quest. And when you go just a little bit below Lightshop's Chapel, they piss off, because I think, in my mind, the reason they have pissed off is that they recognise that this is incredibly dull and thankless work, and they was thinking, no, I can't be asked to do this. I mean, the reason we're actually collecting this meat is actually the Argent Crusade eat it. I don't even want to know how disgusting that it actually is, but apparently it's one of the only sources of meat that isn't plagued. But it doesn't make that much sense, because the Argent Crusade obviously have the capacity to eat plagued meat. Otherwise, why were we collecting fishes for the cook in the previous video in order for him to make like a special fish stew from the fish at the bottom of that lake in the previous video? I don't know. That kind of is an inconsistency, but maybe there's a different rule for tiny amphibious creatures. Well, tiny, non-amphibious. What the hell do I use to say underwater creatures? I guess underwater creatures. Tiny underwater creatures. There is a more sophisticated word, but because I'm live and commenting, it just completely fell out of my head and I can't remember it. So underwater just works fine anyway. Yes. Okay, we're at Tyr's Hand now. This is the final bastion of Scarlet Crusade presence in Eastern Plaguelands. However, it isn't, because all the Scarlet Crusade are now undead. There is no explanation of this whatsoever. Maybe there is some sort of low explanation somewhere, maybe in some of the universe, the comics or something, but nothing in the questing. And even the quest givers even say that they have no idea why the Scarlet Crusade are here, why they're all undead. Well, you know why they're here. This is Tyr's Hand. This is the Scarlet Crusade, like, bastion, as you would probably know if you've actually played through the Death Knight starting zone. But yes, this, the quest was to collect, was to kill 10 Scarlet Crusaders, also to set off a firework flare here, and once you've set off the flare, the Argent Crusade with their men attack Tyr's Hand, and then you get some quests from 2 different guys, 4 from Crusade Commander Corfax, and 3 from Crusade Commander Elijah Dawnbringer. They're basically quests in order to clear out the various buildings in the zone, and for some reason these places are much bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. They've got some sort of TARDIS technology working here. I don't even know if they're really bigger on the inside, but they do seem to be. Maybe I just have a poor idea of 3D space, which I do. I have a poor idea of 3D space, but I'm hoping it's not that poor, and I'm hoping they are a little bit bigger inside, because the way WoW works is when you actually go into a room like this, so they've actually got something protecting the door, or what am I trying to say here? If you go into a place, well, if you've ever been to Orgrimmar, you go into Orgrimmar and then you go through the tunnel and then you enter Orgrimmar. Before they manage to redo all the questing, redo all the world zone there, it used to be like a different map you would be loaded into. I'm trying to find the correct term for it, but it was like it wasn't, you weren't actually entering another part of the game world. You were now moving into a different, I don't really want to say server because it isn't really a different server, but yeah, it was like a different dimension. Let's just say like that. Yeah, you're moving into a different dimension and you're moving into Orgrimmar. It wasn't conducive because if you went around Orgrimmar or above it, it wouldn't be the same as if you walked through it. Yes, that's about it. I don't know why I was explaining that, to be honest. Yes. I don't think it's the same with these kinds of areas, but yes, that's something that could happen, because they used to do it a lot, but I guess they've just stopped doing it now. Because they have the technology not to have to do some tricks like that, some dimensional tricks. But all games had to do back in the day when they had to use 2D backgrounds in order to disguise the fact they couldn't model 3D models correctly. But they don't do that anymore because they have the ability to do it. Unless they are a PC game or a very budget game, then they still do it. But it's generally not used in big budget releases a lot anymore. Well, because they do it in backgrounds, but not like from the main areas. Because for backgrounds, you don't want to use that much energy, because if you're rendering a background that the player's only going to see for like 20 seconds, there's no real reason to make it like awesome. Because Gears of War had terrible like scenery in the backgrounds, but no one ever saw it, so who cares? The quest we needed to do there was just to kill a lot of things in here. If you would actually seen the quests that pop up on the side of the screen, they're pretty self-explanatory. There were a lot of kill quests, go in, collect stuff. This is Huntsman Leopold, we need to kill him, because he was firing arrows from the top of this barracks. He was firing arrows from the top of the barracks at the Argent Crusade men on the bottom, because the Argent Crusade were too dumb to actually bring some sort of ranged weaponry. They had to go all the way up there in order for us to kill him, which was kind of annoying, but we did it anyway, so who cares. And the final quest in this area, in order to completely cleanse Tyr's Hand of all Scarlet Crusade presence, is to go into the main cathedral here and kill Crusader Lord Valdemar, who is just inside. And for some reason there are tons of Scarlet Crusade mobs, and if I was kind of dumb, or I was like a paladin, Protection Paladin, I'd probably pull them all just for the awesomeness of it, because I love pulling massive amounts of mobs, especially when you're a class that you can actually do it, because it's really, really fun. Yes. Scarlet Praetorians attacked us here. Here is Crusader Lord Valdemar. He is the leader of the Scarlet Crusade. Scarlet Crusade is not over, and Undeath is merely a setback. Yes, it is, just like it always was. That's just a nod to Kael'thas there. If you actually did any Burning Crusade content, Kael'thas Sunstrider had the catchphrase of "Death, ha! This was merely a setback." Now, I'm almost certain I didn't do that right, but it was basically the idea. And he did appear again, and "Undeath was merely a setback" would be his new catchphrase if he ever came back again. And I'm really hoping they actually do it, because I freaking love Kael'thas Sunstrider. even the 5-man, even when it was nerfed, it was an incredibly fun fight, and it was some sort of it had unique mechanics. And to be honest, if I'm totally honest, in regards to a raid encounter, Kael'thas Sunshine is probably my favourite raid encounter anyway, just because of the freaking chaos that resulted from the fact that he would do instant cast crit fireballs that would one-shot people. It was freaking awesome. But yes, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in part 28 of the WoW Let's Play. If you want to like the video, please like. If you want to comment, please comment. And if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description below. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. Peace out, and thank you.